Did I just build Basgiath War College? Join me for a cozy gameplay of Disney Dreamlight Valley where I talk all things spoilers of Fourth Wing and Iron Flame as I prepare my little heart for Onyx Storm and just play around with one of Disney Dreamlight Valley's new premium item shop, these Night Castle walls, which I think are so cute and have so much potential. They are 2,000 moonstones, and I took a peek to see if there was anything else in the shop that struck my attention, but there wasn't. Now, landing on one of my floating islands, this is the island that is empty for me, and I went ahead and I just started playing with the different shapes that I was seeing from these castle walls. I believe I can probably buy more from Scrooge, but I just was laying them out, playing around, and just seeing how they connect. And something I'm really in awe with right away, this is why I got the castle walls, because others on TikTok were talking about how and why this item stood out to them, and I completely agree. The walls blend together really seamlessly. So that was something that I thought I really want to play with this and just see what happens. I had no vision, I had no plan. At this moment, I didn't even know I was building Basgiath. I was just putting little bricks down and thinking, ooh, let's see what happens. Something else that you'll notice is some of these are crumbled, so they're smaller, and some of them are nice and tall. Some of them have windows, some of them have corners. I don't even think I laid out every item I saw, but I was just letting my little heart play around and really see what happens. And ultimately, I recognize there is so much that this really has so much potential of what can happen with an item either similar to this or items that come out that are completely different themes, but this really stood out to me as one that was really fun to play with and then immediately needed pathing. This is the only one that I had an abundance of, and it's great neutral. And so I just went out and just laid it down to help blend a little bit of the dirt and grass. Even though that vibe is fine, I just really like the uniform look of just a solid color on the ground, whatever color that may be. And I do really like the paths that have the edges. But this is around the time I thought, Fourth Wing is on my brain always, so why not make this little Basgiath inspiration? And it's a little bit more of noticing items that I thought reminded me of Fourth Wing and Iron Flame and Basgiath. And in this moment, this is actually only Akatar related. I saw Cauldron and I thought immediately yes, but nothing else about Akatar will be mentioned. However, the Cauldron, I just couldn't resist throwing that down right away. Then I saw this sharpening knives, sharpening stone, and I thought, yup, that is War College, that is Violet. Also, obviously a bookshelf, whether that is for the Fables of the Baron or any other books. This reminded me of the scribes, and I know their robes are a different color, but I thought, oh, robes, scribes. That is where my brain went. A little silly goofy, but this reminded me of just Scribe Violet, not the colors, but she would totally have a little bed with little books on top of it. Maybe this is more of her childhood or something, but she's like, need my books near me at all times. And so that was more Scribe vibe, and that is what that bed reminded me of. Then obviously, throne scene. I had a little other blue chair that you may have saw, and that was not the throne I needed. This is what reminded me of the throne scene. If you know, you know. If you're watching this and you know this genre, you probably know. But that is that. Obviously, we need a little scroll, whether it is something that is forbidden or able. We have our little dragon statue, so that is our closest we can get to a Terran and Andarna. This was giant. I don't even know what this is in the game, but I thought, maybe like a word stone. Don't actually know what a ward stone looks like, but I'm just gonna visualize it. Like the wards, like have these stone type things, and I think they might be able to write with pens, but I'm just gonna pretend that they have to write with quill and ink. They may have at some point. Obviously, books, whether this is a book on runes or a pile of scrolls that is classified or it is for battle brief, doesn't matter. Scrolls, immediately yes. this gave me like Lilith Sorrengail, like her office, her desk vibe, and it's a little more. This is like a display. This is a concept. I don't know if this is what an armoire is, but this is what I pictured in my brain. It is a dresser that is like a wardrobe type thing. So all the armoire references and weapons in the armoire flying at you. This is magic likes all things in balance scale. Little lantern, maybe it can be their little mage light situation that can light and power the light, but I just thought, yeah, it matches the vibe. More scribe, more books, scribe vibes. I was thinking maybe I could make a little section that's dedicated to scribes, but this is as close as we got. Violet's bed and this kind of eerie bookshelf situation. This is I don't know why. This reminded me of like a pillar of where they all commend their souls to Malik, like something that's like a little bit more religious. Of commend the souls to Malik right here. So that is what that is. It's like a little thing, like a little pillar with maybe flames. Now, I was getting to the fun part of putting these in different spots. So near our Lilith table slash Violet's office desk situation is our book on the floor. That can be many different books. We read a lot of different books. It's not Papa Sorrengail's research. That is all that we know. Then we got to put our little quill and ink up on our table, even though they may have pens. I can't remember. But that is just there because it's cute. Scroll can be visible on the table, classified. Our pile of scrolls from wherever else they come from, just hanging out, present, and near. From there, we move on to organizing, relocating. So those scribe robes, I wanted a little bit more in the scribe vibe corner. And I can't remember what color they are. Are they gold or something? They're not black, but we're just going to pretend those white robes are scribe robes and make our little scribe corner of a big library vibe and our robes, little wardrobe popped over there. From there, it was thinking about where else or what else to do with different areas. So this was my throne before I found the throne. So it's a little bit more of a mediocre throne, but at this point I guess I was committed into also having it within our little Basgiath build and popped it into the other corner. Also, I thought this is kind of bare, but I realized when I picture Basgiath, it is neat and tidy and a little bit like grueling, and that's why we have to put our weapon front and center. When Violet comes in, this is the priority is your fighting weapon. Now let's quick change and have our girl Violet, or me if I were in fourth wing, a little bit of both, a little blend, walk through our weapon of choice. And the outfit is all I could find of anything that's black or rider vibe. Had to include those goggles. But I imagine this little window. This is Lilith's office. She's looking out this window and just taking it all in. All of the war and all of the death and all the things happening all around them. Then Violet's little zone of the armoire and books and all the different books that Violet loves to read. Little scribe corner. Justinia might be hanging out here. The other scribes that may or may not be good or bad guys. Who knows? We might find out next storm. Hopefully. We have our throne scene with our little dragon. Our ode to all the dragons that are so great in the series. And I can't wait to hang out with them again in book 3. But that is the closest we can get to a little dragon. Our little commend their souls to Malik lights. Our ward stone, the working ward stone, and other type of ward stone. And that is my take on a Basgiath build. This is how I'm passing my time before I can read Onyx Storm. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you next time.